set and fry it, that will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat them. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champion Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here's a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can. Lift up the safety and turn the key. that locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven? Get your hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it. Makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them.
Hello there. That didn't work as intended to start up. let's get out of this right now. I don't. There we go. Stream Deck bothering me about updates. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm obviously trying to catch up here a little bit. But we've got some gorgeous tomatoes. I picked up at the farmer's market this morning. We got bacon. And so he is pretty good. He is pretty good. We got bacon, and so why don't we make some BLTs? I've already got some noni bread chilling inside of the oven right now. So we'll have some fresh bread. I did I've been doing 25% bread flour. I did 50% bread flour this time. So going to be a little bit more weedy. Be right back. And actually that's only got about, 3 more minutes here until I'm supposed to be taking the cover off so that it can stop steaming. But that gives me a minute or two here to slice up some bacon. Actually use my slicer here for once. So we're wishing we still had that mixer bacon amount right now. I am going to cheat on the lettuce a little bit here. Partially because of poor planning, partially because I feel like it. I could have probably gone out quick and grabbed some lettuce, but I didn't find any I liked at the farmer's market. Which, farmer's market lettuce. So I'm going to go a little bit more interesting route here. I'm going to try and use, for the first time, celery leaves and parsley. I think the celery leaves will be great. And that guy is, they're both a little thick, but they're getting pretty hard to slice here now. Stop. Alright. So we have bacon. gotta take the lid off of the bread. Maybe hoping for a little bit more of a rise there than I got, but I'll take what I can get. Swap these. Make it more interesting for you guys. Oh, come on. That's one slice. I need to do better than that. Now that's bacon. At least trim down a little bit. Try and force these in here. Save these for some experimentation later here. So that's set to go when the bread comes out here in, gonna give that about 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna get going on the quinoa. I'll get that cooking. This. Going to do a cold quinoa salad, so I'm going to have to cook the quinoa and then chill it down. Good for lunch someday. So this is the, for those that have been watching me make the bacon and all that up to this point, this is the 3%, I think it is, 0.30, cure with none of the aromatics, so just straight meat flavor. And I actually think I sort of liked this one the best of the bunch. So, we'll see how it turns out. I didn't try putting it in the oven yet, which is typically my favorite way of cooking bacon. So, that should be good. Quinoa. Let's do white. I have both white and red quinoa, but I think I'm just going to do straight white this time. Almost grabbed that pan. That pan is probably still scorching hot. Not going to make an absolute ton of quinoa here. Yes, quinoa. Quinoa, traditional. And I always forget the ratio. Is it 2 to 1? Yeah, 2 to 1. So I'm going to do a cup. So that gives me about 2 cups here, hopefully at the end, 2 to 3 cups. That was a little less than that cup, but close enough for me. I'm trying to not do a giant thing of this salad, and so I have quinoa salad for the next month. But I am, however, considering going vegan for a period of time for a sub goal. So 1 cup of quinoa, 2 cups of water, if you're doing savory, obviously I'd be putting some sort of stock in there. I don't even have a rice cooker anymore. They're to die for when you just want to do some rice and stuff. But I've just gotten into the habit of using my small little pan these days. But I had a rice cooker for a good 5-10 years there that got some regular abuse. Never even worked right from the start either. The whole trigger switch from the weight, it just never. It was just on. I actually think I probably got tired of it because it was it was either on or I unplugged it, and that was basically all there was for choices. I'll be right back. I think mine might have had some little plastic thing for the top of it too. I think mine was a Black & Decker, or I don't know who made it. I don't remember where I got it either. I don't remember anything. I was gone for so long. Yeah, you pushed that and you reminded me of that bottle of wine there, even though it's been staring me down this whole time. I think I'm gonna have to open that now. is this my first bottle of wine on Twitch? Well, I had champagne earlier, or sparkling earlier. I'm not normally a rosé or even a white wine person that much, but ever since I got that Pinot Rosé for last month's cook-along, I've just found so many of them with such heavy minerality, and I love minerality in light wines, and so I've just been doing light wines. Of course, I mean, maybe the fact that it's like 90 degrees out today, 30 plus degrees for you centigrade, Celsius people. It is not fun here without some AC right now. So we have, also unusual for me, an actual French wine. Instead of Sonoma, California, we have actual French wine tonight. And Bordeaux region. But it's not red, so... Yeah, I got the fan going behind me, and then I've got another one pointed at me. Well, the one that's pointed at me is like maybe a 8 or 10 inch dusk fan. It's a small little jobber. Although it's treated me well. He's lived through at least through college in this, so I've had him for a while. Nice, solid. Looks like a real cork to me. Oh. That's some sort of composite too. It's not straight cork, that's some sort of particle cork. If you look at the ends of it there, you can see there's sort of bits and pieces to it. I don't know if I can get up close and get it to zoom or not. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I need a glass. Oh, I need to clean my glass. I never wipe my wine glasses. I just throw them in there wet and then leave myself with the job of polishing them whenever I want to use them. Usually I think ahead before the stream. Today, yeah. It's just expensive to produce and grow. I mean, you're literally, real cork, you're literally taking cork out of the bark of a tree. So it's like you took a circle press and put it into the side of these trees. I don't know if we're really run out of cork, but we're probably well beyond our means of producing it. That isn't great, but it'll do. Oh. Blowing a little quick there. Nice, pretty color. Hi, Pew. I like the smell of this already. Not quite what I was expecting. Not bad, though. Not bad. Cheers, cheers. Salute. Gesundheit. Chicken butt. Hey, Glass. Got a nice boil going on there with that. I'm going to cut the heat on that. Let's see here. I'm gonna let that sit and absorb. Yeah. So what's next here? What's next here? I don't want to get the board really dirty with all the veggies yet. I gotta do onion, cucumber, and tomato here. Let's get our greens up for our sandwiches. No, that's early for that too. Let's hang out. I like garbanzo beans. I put them on my salads too when they're on a salad bar or something like that. I don't cook them special for myself at home, but I've also been toying with them. I haven't quite gotten it to work, but I've been trying to figure out a way that I can cook them until they're soft and then fry them on the outside so they're sort of like fries. Maybe I should try twice frying them. I don't think frying them will cook them that way though. I think you need the moisture. You can see my previous attempt at that probably buried deep in my Instagram. But it turned out pretty good, but I still want to do better. I was actually thinking about doing them for a restaurant concept that I had, but that ain't gonna happen. Put these with all my other cork collection here. Had to move my cork collection. My cork collection used to be hidden here on the other side of this cabinet from you guys, but the hook that I had holding it was just one of those foam sticky 3M thingies. Failed on me, so I hung it up over here instead now. Why not? Why I haven't tried it again, or why haven't I done it again? I just haven't gotten around to it. Too many other things to do. I don't think I even have any chickpeas at home right now. No. I got 3 other types of beans, but no chickpeas or garbanzos. Oh, why not the restaurant thing? Well, for one, the place I was planning for I couldn't get. 2, after the history of what's happened the last couple of years since then, I wouldn't want the space anyways. And yeah, there's a multitude of reasons. I've been looking for years for... I've been working out of a mobile kitchen that's out of a trailer. I still own it. And it's a full It's not legally certified right now, but I could go through the hoops and get it certified again. And I was spending years, and I had spent years, looking for a commercial location that I could use that kitchen as sort of part of the kitchen for the restaurant, sort of a thing, and then use it off-site a majority of the time. So that put a big crimp on things, because I wanted to make... My primary interest was remaining a mobile business. But the requirements in order to keep my trailer legal and make things streamlined enough that it was financially reasonable, it just wasn't. Now my sort of hope is that I might find a nice piece of personal property, and I might be able to do a little farm stand slash my own mobile kitchen there. But that's sort of a last hope for the kitchen. We've got our no-knead bread in the oven right now. That's got, let's see, that should actually be just about good right now. That's had another 25 minutes or so. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's looking all right. I can live with that. Thank you for the follow, Ed Starlight. Welcome to my kitchen. I cook dinner here 3 nights a week, and have been doing so for the last 8 months or so. Previously on Mixer, now on Twitch. And tonight we're doing, as the chat just above there says, we're going to be doing BLTs. We got some quinoa that's going to be cooling down. And we have bread. Oops, sorry about the crinkling. I don't think about things like that yet. I'm still training myself for things like that, like don't grab metal spoons for metal pans, and it's just the things you have to figure out with the microphones. So I gave this guy 2 slashes, and that seemed to do okay. I haven't had much luck with slashes with no-knead bread. That's looking okay. I think I messed up the proofing on it a little bit, and I could have maybe gotten a little bit more height out of it. I ended up doing my first fold around lunch. I think that was way too early, and I think I did my last fold a little too late. So... So oven down to 400. And we'll throw this lovely bacon that I sliced up here earlier in the oven. It's not very. It's very balanced or boring. It's low acidity, or rather, it's not. It's got no real tannins to it. It's got no real acidity to it. It's got some nice fruit flavor to it. Welcome, chef. Things been going well? Going well. Hopefully things are going well for you with your Switch as well. But back to wine here. Yeah, sort of probably a great wine as far as versatility and the number of things you could pair it and use it with. It's sort of boring. And as usual, the marketing got me. Yeah, like I said, the minerality is what's been drawing me to all these whites and these rosés lately. That one's, it's got a little bit, but it's not worth really writing home about. Yeah, good turkey wine. Won't offend anyone at the party. Which, sometimes that's a good thing. I mean, everyone tastes differently, genetically. I still haven't gotten into those last 3 bottles of mead that I had from October. That may be the answer to this one. It wouldn't typically be my answer, though. This one is actually, I wouldn't think so much Thanksgiving dinner with this. I'm thinking more like 4th of July barbecue. This is more summery, even though it's like more peachy, light fruit. Nice. I totally screwed up my readings on my last batch, my specific gravity readings, my last batch, and I have no clue. That was entirely, though, because I don't have a proper, like, vial or anything. I didn't have anything set up that I could actually drop it in. I went and found my biggest glass that I had, filled it full, dropped it in, and it hit the bottom. Like, oh. So, note to self, which I'll forget promptly, but need to get myself a better reading tool for my specific gravity. Thank you for the follow. So, let's see how our quinoa is looking here. Nice and light white. A little yellowish hue to it, even though it's the white quinoa. I'm sorry, my nose is just going. I apologize. I don't even know why it hasn't been bothering me until I started streaming today. And so I'm going to throw this in a pan, throw this all in the fridge so that it cools down nice and quick, because we're going to turn this into a salad. Sort of spread it out nice and even and thin. Well, I also have a habit of, I'll clean up my kitchen and I won't leave it a mess, but I'll have things left over from like lunch and stuff like that before a stream, and I'll want to clean down all the counters and stuff like that. And so I'll procrastinate on that until like the last minute, and then I'm rushing around for the last like 15-30 minutes before the stream starts, trying to clean everything and get myself all hot and sweaty and bothered, and then, hit start stream. And so I start my stream like sitting here drenched in sweat, like, I need to work on that. Did I set a timer on that? Yeah, okay. Good. Worried I didn't set a timer on the bacon. I think this bacon's going to take a little longer than 20 minutes because I cut it, but it's my usual time for usual bacon. Oh no, I'll leave things dirty. I'm actually a little bit of an advocate of, I'll clean out and remove anything that I'm worried about bugs or pests or anything like that, but I don't mind sitting here for 5 minutes doing coffee, do a couple of dishes first thing in the morning. And actually that's what tends to happen with me a lot. I'll worry about the big messes, I'll get anything out of the way that's going to be like stuck onto something, and then in the morning. And because I do pour over coffee, I said 5 minutes. It's more like 10 minutes. You got 4 or 5 minutes to boil the water, and then 5 minutes to make your coffee. Thank you for the follow, Evangeline. Nice, Chef. I don't know if you're familiar or not. I broke down a whole pig here earlier this year, about a month. It's about a month ago now. 3 weeks ago, a month ago. And so this is one of about 25 to 30 pounds of bacon that I have around here, or belly that I have around the house right now. Actually, between you and me right here, there's a freezer right there that I've got full of all sorts of pork. Which I did partly because of stream, but really because price per pound, the availability of meat around here from local farms has shifted, and so really you have to purchase like quarters or halves in order to make it economically viable to be buying from smaller farms. And what was the other reason? There was another reason. Oh, yeah. Don't want to leave the house right now. Anyways, not everything can be bacon. In the U.S., typically when people are talking of bacon, they're talking of belly, which, like, 25, 30 pounds on a large hog. If you go to Canada, they like turning the loin into female bacon. And then in the U.S. we have jowl bacon. I'm not 100% sure on the different types of UK bacon. I know what we call bacon in the U.S. they call streaky bacon. I don't know their other types or differences. Well, considering there's people that want to try and sell me turkey and soy bacon, which I'll have nothing of, by the way. Yeah, I guess you can make bacon out of everything. From the tenderloin, huh? That's interesting. Tenderloin's a rather non-fatty piece of meat, so that's sort of... Then the loin is, too. And then jowl bacon. Jowl bacon is just ridiculous. The stuff that... The jowl bacon that I would have gotten off of this pig would have been just, like, fat. Not that what I cut earlier was not just, like, fat. Watermelon bacon. What's that? Oh, dried yeah, I've heard of that too. I haven't tried that one though. There's a couple of them that I'd be willing to try, but cantaloupe eggs and honeydew toast. I do like dried melon. I don't know about those other two. Okay. Got the stuff for that. Got that going with that there. Let's see here. Are we really only gonna have like an hour-long stream today? Really? I'm killing it that fast tonight? I can't say that I'm a big fan of watermelon ever. I don't mind the flavor of watermelon, but it just never seems to end up being good to me. It's either full of seeds or it's so watered down or... Ugh, nose just going. I mean, like I said, I don't mind I like the flavor of watermelon, but fresh watermelon just never seems to work out for me. Let's see, do I want to pull out the... Let's leave it for this. Where is my tomato sharks? Here's my tomato shark. Tomato sharks. World's best melon ballers. Dirty watermelons are great. Yeah, me too, Chef. I have primarily Wusthoffs. I don't know that I have one that I prefer these days. I got all my Wusthoffs when I was early on, and didn't have much experience in what I wanted with a knife, and I haven't gone shopping since. So more of a why replace it because it's working, but definitely don't think it's probably my best option. I know a lot of people here on Twitch seem to be sponsored by different knife producers, which I wouldn't want to jump right into because, like I said, I haven't gone shopping. Yeah, no, I haven't. I had this guy break on me. The tang broke in the center here, and I repatched him up. But yeah, I just don't see paying another $90, $100 for a blade without spending a bit more time studying it, or because I'm now at the point where I'm looking for specific knives for specific things. And I may not care what brand I'm buying. I'm more interested in what the knife feels like. Just like everyone tastes differently, everyone likes to do their own thing with slicing and dicing. Let's do one more. I'll honestly tell you too that most of my blades are I mean, this is on the sharper end of my knives, but this guy is rather dull right now. Yeah, Yulo? You look. I don't know if I've honestly ever used him. My parents bought that for me when they took a trip to Alaska. Didn't quite get that center out. Let's see. Let's leave ourselves one good slice for the sandwich. The rest we'll dice up here for the salad. Well, for the salad slash Friday's salsa. Yeah, I hear you, Evan. Ooh, we're gonna give that another 5, actually. Lots of lard in that pan right now. Not my best cubing there. Oh well. Okay. Nice centerpiece for our sandwich. Rest for our salad slash salsa. I am gonna have to unfortunately refrigerate the stuff that I'm saving for the salsa, which is gonna kill some. If you're never store tomatoes in the refrigerator, please. Until they're starting to go soft, until they're starting to go bad, don't put them in the refrigerator because it kills their flavor. You take tomatoes below 55 degrees and their natural enzymes / bacteria / other things that will be killed and therefore lose flavor. Oops. Get rid of these guys. They're too thin to really do much with, but if I was making sauce or something like that in the near future, or anything I could puree them into, definitely be saving them for that. But yeah, so what I'm not using tonight, I am going to have to throw in the fridge, but I am going to leave these two guys out. And so the salsa on Friday is going to have these for our fresh flavor and the leftovers of this for the bulk. Always reminds me of my first big resort job, the tomatoes. I learned so many things there along that line. It's where I learned about tomatoes. It's where I learned about cutting a lot of meats that I didn't learn at college. Hopefully I'll have an emote for that soon, Pew. Actually, I should be able, well, I've only seen it like pop like 30-45 minutes after someone's done a stream, so I don't know how quick it is, but I should be finishing up this stream, and I should have all my qualifications for being affiliate. Should. I actually haven't done 7 streams, but I've done streams a long time ago, and I think they're giving me credit for them because I've done 5 streams at this point, and the first 2 they gave me credit for 2, according to my dashboard. Cool. Well, so that should happen as soon as I'm done here then. Okay. Bacon. Oops. Fatty bacon. Whoa, whoa. Excuse me. Fatty bacon. cucumber, where are you? Turn off that oven. Taking the seed center out there, even though that's usually more of a thing for squash than cucumber. Where's that dog emote from? That seems familiar to me. Oh, it's yours. Well, cool. I have no idea what it reminds me of then. Cool looking dog though. Nope, not gonna mix those. Okay. So you got that. I'm gonna save the rest of this guy for something else later. You don't have lettuce, improvise. I actually really like celery greens. I mean, that's why I used to grow cutting. I complain about it a lot, that I've got this cutting celery growing wild in my garden bed, but I originally planted it. I really like the flavor of good celery. At the same time, I can't stand most cheap celery out of the farm, the supermarket. It just tastes like dirty water to me. That and most iceberg lettuce these days, it just tastes like dirty water to me. I think that's enough for a sandwich there. Plushes of parsley here too. There we go. Not too much of that. Parsley can be potent. Wouldn't normally think of it, but they used to chew parsley as a breath freshener. That's partially why they have it on plates all the time, is people used to chew it as like a breath freshener. the real reason it's on plates is because it used to be the symbol that the chef actually inspect the plate. But I've been ignoring chat here for a second. Let's see. Don't eat lettuce. I prefer spinach, kale, bok choy, or celery leaves. I'll agree with that. What will you do with all this extra food? Doubt it is all for you. What extra food? I'm gonna make this is gonna make maybe 3 sandwiches, and then the ends. That'll be sandwiches today, tonight, and tomorrow lunch, and tomorrow dinner. Salsa, the tomatoes, this is all either going in with the quinoa or it's going for salsa tomorrow. This is all going in the quinoa. That's all going with the sandwich. That's all going with the sandwich. I do cook a lot of food, Pew, but I basically only eat what I've got on stream. I have like maybe one night a week where I'm not eating what I'm producing on stream, and so for these 3 streams that I do a week, I'm basically doing my whole week's food. Snacks, lunches, other than coffee and the breakfast, I pretty much stream just about everything I eat at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're good with our bacon. That's still looking nice and warm, but we should put that on some paper towel to get a little of that lard off of it. Leaning the wrong way, it's still on the paper towel. Oops. Yeah, it would be way too much for one meal, obviously, yes. But, yeah, generally I'm doing meals for... Generally on Wednesday I'm doing meals for Wednesday and Thursday. Friday I'm doing meals for Friday and Saturday. And Sunday I'm doing a sort of big meal that'll probably cover parts of Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But there's often sometimes something extra in there. But that's, if there is something extra, it's usually Monday or Tuesday. Okay, happy with all that. Let's throw some more paper towel down on these guys to get them all nice and dried up. Quinoa. So now we have our chilled quinoa. Quinoa. least I would hope it's yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna do about half of that in here. And we need some red onion. I forgot to cut some red onion. That's the case for many people. It's part of the reason I stream. It locks me into doing these dinners, at least mentally. I rarely make veggie stock. I make regular stock all the time. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, I've made both chicken and pork stock on stream. Last Wednesday here was my first stream on Twitch, and I did nearly 8 hour stream of just doing chicken stock from start to finish. So that's actually, if you look down, that should be down in the VODs down there. Really thin slices here. Paper thin once I mash them all up. I was on Mixer before this. I started on Twitch. I did like maybe a month on Twitch, and Ninja switched, and then Shroud switched. I switched before Shroud, but I just looked at two platforms, and at that period in time, I thought Mixer had a better platform and a better potential for being a better platform in the future, and was a smaller pool. So, you know, bigger splash, smaller pool. I was at Mixer from about October until now. And then Mixer broke up with all of us via tweet. I don't know, you think that needs more onion? I think that's probably good with how sharp red onion can be. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't know where eventually. I was off hidden in that quiet and often empty food and drink section. Ava, okay. Let's throw that in the bowl here, make that look nice and pretty. And I need a bowl for my onion that I'm saving. onion saved for later. Okay. Quinoa. Oh, you know what? I want to mix some more things in here. I wasn't thinking about that. We're not done with you. We get our veggies and quinoa in there, we don't get any flavor in there. We'll start with a healthy pinch of salt there. Bit of black pepper. Why not? It's me, little MSG. It's not even a savory dish whatsoever. I'm still gonna throw MSG in it. Little hint of apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to do a little bit of sunflower oil. If you've got some nice, I don't have any nice olive oil in the house right now. So this is a prime candidate for some nice olive oil. But I just want a little touch of oil in this. So I'm going to use my sunflower cooking oil. Make sure that's all nice and happy. Let's see. Check our spice drawer, see if there's anything else I want to throw in there. Nah, I'm okay with it like that. Let's leave it like that. Sorry to hear that, Trigger. Hope you have a great evening. Thanks for even just stopping by saying hello. Fall over one. I knew I was in danger of doing that one. We got our nice pyramid of quinoa and veggies. Actually, I keep doing that with the wrong screen maxed. Let's try that again. Quinoa with veggies. Wipe off the rim here a little bit. I'm going to throw this in the fridge to rest while I finish up my sandwich here. And we'll have a quick stream here tonight. It's too narrow. I have no room in my fridge. There's no room. There's no room. That is a great summer fresh dish. It's not a heavy dish. It's not my typical fare, but it is yummy. Look at our crumb here. Still got flour going on there. But, nice. Decent crumb. A little bit thicker, a little bit denser. But, like I said, I did half bread flour with this batch. Sort of strange. I mean, I've been trying to work on getting rid of the, I've been having the bread, or the flour bubble issue with this no-knead bread. And I really mix this bread to try and get the moisture throughout to stop that from happening. And it looks like it still happened. So, not sure what I can do that. So there. You got a little flour bubble in there that I was talking about. But sorry about the camera there. I don't really like that slice. I'm going to go for another one from this side. I just realized I had the fan on high this whole time. That fan on high always kills my mic back there. I apologize to you guys. That's probably killing anyone that's out there using this on a TV or anything like that. High volume. Should be much nicer there. There we go. Yes, this is no-knead bread. I just baked this. I just finished it here during the stream. Pulled it out of the oven about 30 minutes. 40 minutes ago. Still nice and warm to the touch. But, yeah, I don't have a mixer. If I ever get my hands on a mixer here, you're going to see all sorts of bread. Because I'd love to toy more with bread. But I don't have really the proofing situation or the kneading situation set up right now. But get me a dough hook. We're going to be doing some bread. But, until then, I'm just going to do sort of... I've been doing sort of no-knead bread because it's... I've been doing it like half off a stream. And half of the time I'll tweet about it. But the recipe that I've been using for bread is 400 grams of flour, 8 grams of salt, 1 gram of yeast, and 300 grams of water. So a 75% hydration recipe. This particular loaf is 50% bread flour, 50% AP flour. I've been primarily doing 25% bread flour, 75% AP. I went a little bit heavier with bread flour because I was going to be using it for sandwich for BLT sandwich. So wanted a little bit more of that flavor, that real bread flavor, and a little bit of that less soft white. And it comes through really in the color too. The interior of the other ones are much wider than this. But anyways, sandwich time. And then typically I'll just go 2-3. This will last me 2-3 days just sitting on the board like this. I can just leave it like this. It'll stay nice and soft for lunch in the morning. Evening, it's maybe pushing it, and next day it's maybe pushing it, but I've certainly used it. Let's take a little bit of this bacon fat we got here, and a pan, which you can't see because I don't have the camera active. Let's show you what I'm doing. Take a little bit of our bacon fat, so maybe a lot of our bacon fat. Drain the rest of that in the sink. Start heating up our pan here. Still need to work on I changed over everything, obviously switching to Twitch, but I'm still working on my Stream Deck setup because I have like 2 or 3 more scenes that I want than I typically use, and this is one of them that I can't fit on my Stream Deck. It's my zoomed in 3-way. So these guys, this is going to be salsa on Friday, so I'm going to package that up and put that in the fridge. While that fat back there warms up, and the pan. It's more the pan than the fat that I have to warm up. I put too much lard in there, otherwise I might throw a little butter in there to switch, not just use straight lard, but like I said, I put too much in there. I don't have mine set up for pages. What I have set up is I have one folder of nothing but cam reviews, and then I have a couple of other folders for other things. I have one folder that's not even related to streaming that isn't really a part of it, but I have chat set up, and I have other things like I have a couple of sound effects and stuff like that. Alright. I'm going to turn that fan back on. That's warm. I actually don't even know if I can do. Can you do pages with the regular Stream Deck, or is that just a Stream Deck XL thing? I only have seen it on the XLs. Well, I know there's pages too. There's people that I've seen with pages too, but I don't know if that's just XL or not. But yeah, I might be willing to redo it with pages. That might be something to do, but I didn't see a way to really do that. Yeah, I've seen it on some people's Stream Decks where, you know how it's typically 3 buttons a rows, or 3 rows of buttons, and the top one will be an up button, the center button will be a number of what page you're on, and the bottom button will be a down button, and so you could just move between the different pages using the buttons. But I don't know if that works for the standard size Stream Deck or just the XL. Although mine's complaining about updating right now, so. Damn it. Five-second rule. It could be, I don't know. I haven't done, like, I literally saw the person with pages on it, like 2-3 days ago. So, I haven't done research. I think we should add a little, I think I should turn that pan off before I set the house on fire. But, let's add a little Kewpie. Oh, hey, that's smoking. I don't know if you can see that still. Yeah, you can't really see that, but that pan is smoking. Bacon. All right. Tomato slices. Yeah, it just means that I got the oil hot enough that it's smoking. And some of our greenage. And, I think I'm gonna go mayo free on the bottom here. Or on the top. Looking for the knife I already got out. Just hide those slices back there. Add a little of our quinoa salad here. Little Plusha green stuff like the intro guy would have done. Find the camera game. Find the phone game. Another reason I've kept my knives is I had my knives engraved like 15, 20 years ago. And it is so nice to just throw a knife in my photos and not have to worry about copyrighted or it's mine. All right. Take a photo of this loveliness here. Give ourselves a nice close-up on one of those sandwich halves. All right. And I'm going to go and enjoy this. Why don't we do this? Awesome. Thank you all for joining me. Let's see if that actually works tonight. Ooh, not getting my credits to roll. No fun. Let's go back to main. Okay. I'm gonna go and enjoy this. Thank you guys all for joining me. Let me see if there's someone up here I can give a raid to right quick. And as I said before, hopefully I'll have myself a subscribe button down there after a couple minutes after I figure things out and get myself settled here. So I wish you all a great night, and I am still looking to see who I can host up here or give a raid to. Why don't we return some love to ERC? She gave me a host the other day. Let's go check out a little leather making here, or leather working here. Awesome. Thank you. I hope you all have a great night. I don't have a raid call, so just make sure and be nice and say hi to everyone for me. And I hope you all have a great night. Good night.